For decades, Happy Days has been cherished as a wholesome sitcom embodying the idealized vision of 1950s America, filled with family values, teenage adventures, and a sense of nostalgic innocence. However, behind the cheerful facade lay a much darker reality. Financial disputes, behind-the-scenes conflicts, and even allegations of misconduct tainted the show's legacy, while network executives reaped the financial rewards. Despite its cultural impact and enduring popularity, the true story of Happy Days reveals the harsh realities of Hollywood, proving that the golden glow of nostalgia can sometimes mask a more complicated truth. The idea for Happy Days was born from a cultural yearning for a simpler time. Created by Gary Marshall, the show sought to capture 1950s American life in contrast to the political and economic turmoil of the 1970s. Initially, Marshall pitched a series called New Family in Town, but it was rejected. However, the concept found life in a 1972 episode of Love, American Style, which served as an unofficial pilot. The success of American Graffiti, 1973, further demonstrated a growing interest in 1950s nostalgia, prompting ABC to greenlight Happy Days. The show premiered on January 15, 1974. Originally, Happy Days centered around Richie Cunningham, Ron Howard, an all-American teenager living in Milwaukee. However, it was Arthur Fonzie Fonzarelli, Henry Winkler, who quickly stole the spotlight. With his leather jacket, motorcycle, and signature catchphrase, "Aye," Fonzie became a cultural icon, transforming a supporting role into the centerpiece of the show. Ron Howard had initially signed on to play Richie to shed his child star image from The Andy Griffith Show. To prepare, he studied 1950s pop culture and old yearbooks, ensuring his portrayal felt authentic. Yet as Fonzie's popularity soared, ABC even considered renaming the show Fonzie's Happy Days. This frustrated Howard, who felt overshadowed. However, Henry Winkler supported him, and the producers ultimately retained the original title. Marion Ross, Marion Cunningham, easily secured her role after appearing in Love, American Style. Tom Bosley, Howard Cunningham, however, was initially uninterested until he read a heartwarming father-son scene. Erin Moran, Joni Cunningham, just 13 years old at the time, grew into a fan-favorite character, particularly for her close bond with Fonzie. Anson Williams, Potsy Weber, nearly lost his role due to a delayed audition caused by car trouble. Despite showing up late and soaking wet, his charm won over producers. Meanwhile, Don Most, Ralph Malph, initially rejected the role to focus on dramatic acting, but Gary Marshall convinced him to join after a casual basketball game. Set in the 1950s, Milwaukee, Happy Days offered audiences an escape from the challenges of 1970s America, such as the Watergate scandal and economic struggles. By 1976, it became the #1 show in the country, achieving a 31.5 Nielsen rating. Initially, Happy Days used Rock Around the Clock as its theme song, but later adopted the now iconic Happy Days theme. Spin-offs like Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy found success, while others like Joni Loves Chachi struggled. The latter, starring Erin Moran and Scott Baio, received heavy promotion but was ultimately canceled due to low ratings. Despite its family-friendly image, Happy Days faced significant behind-the-scenes turmoil. In 2011, 5 cast members, Marion Ross, Don Most, Anson Williams, Erin Moran, and the estate of Tom Bosley, filed a $10 million lawsuit against CBS for unpaid royalties. They claimed they had been shortchanged on profits from merchandise like lunchboxes, DVDs, and slot machines. CBS initially dismissed the claims, but in 2012, a settlement awarded each actor $65,000 in future royalties. Meanwhile, Henry Winkler had negotiated separate deals that ensured he received royalties for merchandising, causing resentment among castmates who had to fight for compensation. Financial troubles hit Erin Moran especially hard. She eventually lost her home. The show's content also sparked debate. In 2022, a Canadian viewer filed a complaint against a 1974 episode, citing sexist and racially insensitive dialogue. A scene where Richie Cunningham makes inappropriate advances toward a female character was deemed problematic. The Canadian Broadcast Standards Council acknowledged the outdated humor, but ruled it didn't warrant removal from syndication. This reignited discussions about whether older TV shows should include content warnings or be taken off the air. By the late 1970s, Happy Days had begun to lose its charm. The moment widely believed to mark its decline came in 1977, when Fonzie performed a water skiing stunt over a shark. What was meant to be an exciting moment instead became a symbol of a show running out of ideas. The phrase "jumping the shark" was born, now used to describe any show that stretches credibility to maintain relevance. Despite this, Happy Days lasted 6 more seasons, but its magic faded. By 1982, ABC moved it to a weaker time slot, putting it against NBC's The A-Team. Ratings plummeted, falling to number 63 in 1984. The departure of Ron Howard in 1980 and Don Most shortly afterward also weakened the show's appeal. The 2-part finale, Passages, aired on May 8, 1984. It provided closure, featuring Joni and Chachi's wedding and Fonzie's heartwarming adoption of an orphan. The most touching moment came when Tom Bosley broke the fourth wall, thanking viewers for their support over 11 years. Although ABC aired 5 additional episodes later due to Olympic scheduling conflicts, Passages remains the true series finale in fans' eyes. Happy Days wasn't just a TV show, it was a cultural phenomenon. While its later seasons faltered, it left an undeniable mark on American television. The show made Henry Winkler a household name, while Ron Howard transitioned into a successful directing career, later winning an Oscar for A Beautiful Mind. The show received multiple Emmy nominations and won Golden Globes, including awards for Winkler and Howard in 1978. Tom Bosley was even recognized as one of TV's greatest dads in 2004. The nostalgia-driven storytelling influenced later series like Family Ties and Full House, proving that themes of family, friendship, and growing up remain timeless. Even decades later, Happy Days holds a place in pop culture. The Fonz's leather jacket is displayed at the Smithsonian, and the phrase "jumping the shark" endures in entertainment discussions. Despite the controversies, Happy Days remains a cherished piece of television history, reflecting both the innocence of its fictional 1950s setting and the more complex realities of Hollywood behind the scenes. Thanks for watching.